I want to take you guys on a little tour of my backyard garden in the summer. Follow me. So this is the hillside. It's a little wild. It's a little hard to kind of manage the plants up here. I did plant more vegetables last year, and I didn't love it because just having to come up here, especially when you start getting close to the edge, it was a little scary. So this year I decided to plant more ornamental type stuff, flowers, things like that. I have my lavender, my thyme, poppies that just popped up on their own, and other random kind of little things. I do have a couple vegetative plants. This is a spaghetti squash, and you can see it's got a nice spaghetti squash growing there. This is a kumquat tree, but other than that, not too much to harvest up here. It's more, and it's gotten a little wild this year. So this is a trellis that we put up. My intention was to plant pumpkins along it, similar to my other trellis, which you will see in a little bit. Unfortunately, everything I planted up here, that was another reason I didn't really plant much up here, is I did try planting a few things, and the snails and I don't know what other pests were just eating all of my stuff, and I couldn't keep up with it. And so most of the things I planted up here ended up dying. So unfortunately I didn't really get to plant anything along this trellis, even though I tried. This one did survive, even though it looks like it's not doing that great, but it does have one pumpkin on it. So this is my guayaba tree, which I'm very happy with. It's looking great. It's got lots of buds that are going to flower and turn into fruit. We haven't gotten any fruit off of this. I struggled with this tree a lot the first couple years I had it. It just didn't like the situation it was in, and then my dog snapped it. He got in it and snapped it, so I had to kind of rehabilitate it, and it actually did come back, and it's been thriving, and it looks like this year it's going to give me some fruit, so I'm happy and excited about that. This is our pride and joy, our avocado tree. Last year it gave us 7 avocados. I can see some small avocados starting to grow. They're really tiny right now, but if you look really closely, there's a few sprinkled here and there. It's looking really nice. So we're really proud of that tree. Here, these are just some cucumbers. There's a nice cucumber ready to harvest right here. Pull it out. These flowers are nasturtium. I did plant these in several spots in my garden. They're really good companion plants for tomatoes and other harvesting plants. They do grow really wild, so just be aware of that. This was artichoke, which I actually planted in the winter time, and it did really well. It gave us a lot of artichokes, and eventually I just kind of got tired of eating and picking and eating them, so I just let them stay, and they kind of flower into those pom-pom looking things, so I thought that looked pretty neat. But I'm about ready to pull it out and plant something else here. I just wanted to admire the flowering artichokes. Here I have lots of different kinds of pumpkins planted with sunflowers. So I kind of just threw different pumpkin seeds from different types of pumpkins. So if you look really closely, you'll see all kinds of different pumpkins here. I even have cantaloupe. I have a couple cantaloupe plants. The pumpkins kind of took over, so the cantaloupes are struggling to keep up. They're still alive, but this is one right here. This is a cantaloupe plant. I don't know if it's actually going to give me any fruit, but it's kind of having a hard time competing with all the pumpkins that are growing so extravagantly. This is just more flowers. I really wanted to plant a bunch of sunflowers this year just because they're so pretty and they're so wonderful for summertime. So I just planted them all along, and then this is my climbing rose. It's called Lavender Crush, and it smells so good. Gorgeous. This is something I'm really proud of this year. It's a loofah plant. I tried growing loofah last year and I think it just wasn't warm enough. It was too cold and it didn't survive. It's looking good, and I'm really happy. I'm hoping I'm able to get some loofahs out of it. There's also a tomato that's trying to grow there as well, which I'll probably move later. This is a Mexican oregano that my friend gave me. As you can see, this is mint. Pretty easy to tell, but it's a special variety of mint. It's actually called chocolate mint. It has kind of it's like a peppermint with a kind of a chocolatey flavor to it. It's really good in drinks and infusing your water with it. Super tasty. And then these are my lower level garden beds. I got lots of stuff here. I have a strawberry patch, which did okay. I think it had a hard time growing because the pumpkin leaves are overshadowing it, and I try to maintain it as best I could. I also have a lot of different peppers. These ones are called Black Cobra, and as you can see, the plant is absolutely filled with peppers. So this plant just loves this climate, loves this spot, and it's given me year after year. It just gives me so many peppers, and I can't eat them fast enough because these are actually really, really hot. So it doesn't take much. You don't need much in your food. This is jalapenos, and as you can see, I probably should have taken some of these off. It's a little bit overloaded, but it's really happy. These are habaneros. It hasn't given me any yet. It does have several flowers, so I'm hoping that it gives me something. This is a I think it's a poblano pepper, and it does have one pepper on it, and it's got another little baby one here. It's got a couple little baby ones. More nasturtium sprinkled throughout there. And then, of course, I have my pumpkins growing on the trellis. People are always kind of impressed with the ability of the pumpkins to grow in this way. It's really fun to grow them on a trellis like this. You do have to train them to grow up, because if you ever grown pumpkins, they just grow wherever they want. They go wherever they want to go. So you have to constantly be out here kind of training the plant to climb up the trellis and cutting off the branches that are going in every other direction. But once you have it going, it looks amazing. It looks almost like whimsical, like a fairy tale. And I'm always amazed by how strong the stems are, that they can hold these such heavy pumpkins up like this. These pumpkins here are called fairy tale pumpkins. And then I have on the other side different kinds. If we come in here, these little white ones are called baby boos. Really cute for decorating. This is as big as they're gonna get. And then we've got just lots of different varieties. There's some really dark green ones down here, here. And all of these are grown from seed. Inside here, I have tomatoes growing on a string trellis, which is my favorite way to grow tomatoes. It does take a little bit more maintenance, but it just it makes it so that, you know, they're a little easier to maintain and easy to harvest. And you can control their growth a little bit better. I did plant my tomatoes a little, well actually all the tomatoes that are in my garden are not, I didn't buy any of them. They are all volunteer plants that came up from my compost that I just moved to the spot where I wanted them. These ones aren't getting a lot of sun because of the trellis, so they're not growing as fast, but they're still doing well. This is a basil that really likes this spot here. A lot of people have been asking me what this plant is right here. Believe it or not, this was a celery plant. If you look, it was celery. It's more of a winter crop, so I planted it in the winter, so that it gave me a lot of celery in the winter, and I've let it flower and go to seed so that I can collect the seeds. And you can see the seeds are actually right here, so that I can harvest those and plant those next winter. And then on this side I just have more tomatoes growing on the string. And again, they're not doing amazing, I think maybe because they're not getting a ton of sun. This is kind of my leftover garden bed of, I planted potatoes in it one year, so now it just grows potatoes all the time. So that's what this is here. This is potato, this is potato. This is just some lettuce, more basil. I kind of just throw stuff in here whenever I have extra. I just kind of throw it in here. And I just got this. This is a culinary lavender. So I'm excited to use that for making different baked goods and lavender syrup. And then lastly, I have a couple potted trees. So they'll stay pretty small since they're in pots. This is a peach, and it did give us quite a few peaches this year. They're almost ready, not quite ready. And then on this side, I have apricot. Unfortunately, the apricot did not give us any fruit this year. I haven't looked into it to see what could have happened. The tree looks pretty healthy. It just didn't give us any fruit. Thanks for watching our backyard summer garden tour. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what your favorite part was. And if you want to leave a comment below, let us know what you're planting in your garden this summer. Do I look okay?
No, but what can we address that way?
No. And I don't know what to say. Let me start over. I feel like that guy, the buttery flaky crust guy. As you go. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, stop. Baked in a buttery flake crust. Nah, I messed up. Why is it so hard to do the intros and the exits?
You look granny.
I look like a granny,
Just a style.
but this is what I'm gonna wear. And leave a comment in the comments below to let us know what your favorite garden plant is. I don't think that's what I wanted to say.